Finding a house in Japan is way harder than I thought. In total, we have visited more than 10 places the last few days, talked to everyone we knew in the area, and just went up to random people and asked if there's any available house. And now we are actually this much close to owning our own house. I will tell you all about our journey of finding a house here in rural Japan, so that maybe you are prepared for your house search. My name is Jan, and I moved to Japan about 6 months ago. Not only because my wife is from Japan, but also because life in the countryside seemed to be affordable and possible. We started renovating Yukari's grandmother's house, but soon realized that it takes way too much time and money. So we first decided to live in a van. We would have total freedom, we could park wherever we want, and we didn't have to pay any rent. So that was great. But at some point we realized we can't live in a van forever. It is 10 o'clock in the evening and I'm brushing my teeth at the roadside station, Michi-no-eki. So we started looking for a new place. There are so many empty houses here. Must be so easy to find a place, no? Hundreds, thousands, millions of abandoned houses, Akiyas. You just pick one, that one. And you just live in there, you move in next day. Yeah. We knew someone who's working for the government to help people move into the countryside. So he's the person who knows which houses are empty, which ones are for sale, and which ones you can just rent. So people can smoothly transfer into the countryside. In Japan, there's many programs for people who live in Tokyo or in a bigger city to move back to the countryside. So there are initiatives to support them with money or diapers for children. So that guy we contacted, that was the first thing we could do. The second thing was just looking in the internet and just typing in the area, trying to find a suitable place. There's 3 or 4 different websites that we checked, which is Akiya at home, Lifeful, at home in general. Then you have websites like Minna no 0-en Bukken and Sumo. Another thing we did is we asked everyone we knew. My wife is from that area here, so she has many friends and also her family is living around here. So we asked everyone. We had like long walks and then talking to the neighbors. We really tried. But unfortunately, that was not very successful. Walking around and asking people if they know whose house this is. In Japan, people don't really do these kind of things. Just ringing a bell and randomly asking. If I would be trying to talk to people about renting or buying a house next to their house, I think that would be really difficult. That would be an interesting task one day. But being with my wife, at least there was some kind of chance, because she could explain the situation. She could explain that she's from that area here and she wants to move back home. But still, we weren't really successful, even though we talked to many people. Most of the time, they didn't know the phone number. Most of the time, they didn't even know who's really owning it. In many cases, people would come back to that house for certain days in a year to worship their ancestors, to worship the people who lived there before. So you would probably live in Tokyo or a few hours away from here in a bigger city, and you would come. You would clean up that house a little bit, and maybe you would have dinner in there, or you will just remember your ancestors. In Germany, we have this mindset of like trying to make as much money as possible with a house. Here in Japan, it's quite different. These houses have a very emotional value to the people, and giving this house to another person is something they maybe just don't want to do. And I can kind of understand that. And sometimes also people are way too busy with their jobs to care about a house. So it will just be abandoned for many years. And in Japan, as if you don't take care of a house for a few years, it's too bad. It's gonna be in such a bad condition that you have to fully renovate it. There are termites here in Japan which are eating the wood. You have earthquakes, you have a huge amount of humidity. And all these things are basically slowly breaking down the house over the years. And if nobody's living there, this goes really quick here. But also the quality of houses, there's huge differences. You have like old houses which are built 300 years ago and they are still in a pretty good condition. And then you have houses which are built maybe 50 years ago and they are breaking down. And then the government worker sent us a video of a place around here. And it looked really nice. There was a great fridge in there, renovated the kitchen a few years ago. You would have like a bath. It was still in a pretty good condition. It looked great on the video. Someone took care, big wooden beams in some of the rooms, other rooms renovated. And we were so excited. We made an appointment. We met in front of the house and I couldn't wait. I already imagined living there just by watching the video. We met with the owner, we entered the house and pretty quickly we realized that the video that has been taken was probably a year or two years ago. And the son who we talked to is living in a city and he just didn't have time to take care of that house. We were so down after that. We felt so much like we were kind of like, okay, that could be a place. And then sometimes you have houses like this, which look totally fine. Not only in the meantime, I could finally get my visa, which took so much time. In the back of our mind, like if something goes wrong with that visa, we can pack our bags and go back. But we got that one. Something magical also happened and we kind of found a place now. We still didn't sign the paper, so I maybe shouldn't talk too much about it. But I tell you, we are very close. We are very close to actually owning that place. So if you are going to look for houses in rural Japan, one thing I can tell you is take your time. If you think you can do it in 1 month, you probably need at least 2. I thought it's gonna be like this and it's super easy, but I learned a lot. Not only to be more patient, less in a hurry, and enjoy the progress, but also that even though people say, oh, there are so many 0 yen houses and so many abundant houses, that doesn't mean you will find the right place. There's always something which is not quite right. I've learned to just calm down a little bit. Don't rush things. Be patient and trust in the process. And good things happen. If you're curious about anything in this process, ask it in the comments. And then see you in the next one. The real house I will show you next time.